Hi everybody, how you guys doing? Alright, so it seems there's some problems in London. And basically 150,000 people have assembled to demand David Cameron resign. Now whenever I see all these groups, folks, I wonder whether or not it's a rent-a-crowd company or whether or not it's actual protesters. When I see printed signs and people who almost look like they have the same apparel, backpacks on, various other things of that nature, almost dressed nearly alike for whatever list of reasons. I almost have to wonder whether or not it's a rent-a-crowd company. I mean, those signs don't come cheap. They're probably a couple $100 to manufacture, say a couple thousand of them. You see 3, 4, 5 different kinds right there in the photo. And basically, this is what's going on. A protest basically happened because of David Cameron and they want him to resign. And it's brought more than 150,000 people onto the streets of London. Now, I don't care what you believe, folks, but you don't assemble 150,000 without planning, and planning usually means that some kind of organization or another generally is orchestrating it. So even if there's a football game or say, I don't know, Red Wings win the Stanley Cup, there's some organization that comes together and says, meet here at this time in this location. So whoever's behind it will definitely be known at some point or another. So the March for Health, Homes, Jobs, and Education was organized by an activist group, People's Assembly. See, I told you there was somebody involved in it. Now, that's what they're calling themselves. I believe it to be probably a shadow group for a rent-a-crowd company. Like I said, folks, you don't assemble in one area without help. All the people are dressed very similarly, which is very, very weird, almost like things were bought in bulk, which generally doesn't happen, generally. And when you see commercial signs, there's usually a problem. I'm betting this was orchestrated by a rent-a-crowd company, and from that, they handed out signs, various other things. And I don't know exactly if there was 150,000, but who knows? So basically what happened is before setting off, the crowd was addressed by Deanne Abbott, MP, and junior doctors involved in organizing strikes against the new contract of Health Security Germany Hunt. Ms. Abbott said, I'm so glad to be here to pass on Jeremy Corbyn's absolute support for this endeavor or demonstration. There couldn't be more important movement and demonstration than this one today. So it seems like this austerity and National Health Service has their own probably rent-a-crowd company, which is probably what I just named like a minute ago. What did I call it? People's Assembly. So no doubt a big health organization has its own crowdfunding and rent-a-crowd company that they can call on when they need things done. So this is definitely an inside job. The People's Assembly used to protest 4 demands with regards to health. They called for an end of government spending cuts and the alleged privatization of the NHS. The protesters' demand over housing included rent controls and protection for social housing, etc. Here's a new one, folks. They also called for a universal living wage. and scrapping the trade union bill. Now, I wonder if the universal living wage is the same thing that everybody else has been wanting in those countries that are Commonwealth, which is I can't remember what it is. Universal payment, universal income, something. Anyways, every country has a different, but basically every citizen basically gets like $800 a month to pay off all their general stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what this ends up being, but I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. You don't get that kind of authority without having somebody big in the background. According to this guy on Twitter, it took up Trafalgar Square 5 minutes after head demo arrived. So this was more than just this. This was some kind of organization for the city and everything else. This was not just we should assemble today and say we don't want something or we want other things. Oh, okay, cool. So this was huge. This was planned for a while. I doubt Cameron probably more than likely set this up also. So because it's a rent-a-crowd company and looks like there's a bunch of private pockets involved in this, along with city services, you saw the fire engine. I highly doubt Cameron is going to resign. So this is what Iceland did to overthrow their people, and it worked for them. And I guarantee the same people that are in work in Iceland are probably now over in London. Will we ever see them over in Washington, D.C.? More than likely not. Not until the bikers go into the Capitol Hill or the White House and, basically go in and drag out all the suits. But I highly doubt that'll happen. So this is what's happening in the United Kingdom, folks. Thank you.